Is that it up there? Is this it?
I don't know, man. We're just gonna have to find out. Whoa.
Holy shit, dude.
You're an all-star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all that hate that glitters gold. Only shooting stars. Get on it.
And there's a baby.
My baby is born.
Why? Downtown Columbus. I am talking. Get down to my small. Crystal says I should be gay.
Yeah, sometimes I wish you were. Teach me your ways. I wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud. I think it's more believable because
Tiny dragons. The little ones that'll fly right into my ear.
I think that the CIA being cool with ghosts would happen more than them being cool with the aliens.
Oh, I mean, you watched Men in Black, the documentary, right?
I mean, yes.
And then the subsequent follow-ups, Men in Black 2 and 3.
I don't know,
Is there a
man.
fourth one now? Are they making a fourth one?
Are they?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
But yeah, I think the CIA is friends with the aliens.
I disagree. I think they would be more cool with the ghosts than
No, they have
anything.
picnics together, man. I've seen it.
Picnics together, heard.
Yeah.
You've seen it
Yeah.
with your own eyes?
Yeah.
You've seen picnics?
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of picnics, but I've only seen a few alien CIA picnics. A handful.
Okay, what kind of picnic was it?
The kind with a picnic basket.
What was in the picnic basket?
Ham and cheese sandwiches. Some grapes. And whatever it is aliens eat.
People?
I was gonna, like intestines or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Pig intestines or something like that? Or cow intestines. They seem to like to abduct cows.
They like cows and butts, so I assume it's intestines.
When did it become like the social norm or when did it become the stereotype that they abduct cows?
Well, the like animal mutilation actually happens, so that was probably where that came from. There's like a weird backstory on that I don't know how true it is or not, but like the government developed silent helicopters that were like black, that they were like stealth helicopters, and they had these weird spotlights on them that looked like UFOs, so like they would go and mutilate a cow and then fly these fucking helicopters over farmers' lands to make them think it was aliens, so that like it would spread the idea that aliens are, but it's like these farmers trying to say aliens are real, so it's like, oh, people who believe in aliens are crazy farmers. Fucking rural bumpkins that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So people think it's like a propaganda campaign to make aliens seem like a crazy conspiracy when really they're a real thing, but it's just the government pretending to be UFOs.
Now, see, that's something I can get behind. That is definitely something I can get behind right there.
It kind of makes sense, right?
I mean, yeah. Okay, because when people come up with these conspiracies, for me, I have to think about why. You know, why would they come up with this conspiracy?
Right.
You know, what, how do they benefit from this, you know? And I think that would be perfect because they could just sit back at their desk and watch these farmers, like, freak out, you know? And then nobody believes them. The next thing you know, they end up, like, building a bomb shelter and all this other shit. And people just think they're crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think they do it to, like, certain farmers that they don't like? That are, like, not trying to go towards where the government wants it to go with, like, planting crops and shit.
They do it to, I think they do it to like random people and then also very specific people. Like there's a Netflix documentary called Mirage Men, so if you get a chance, watch that. But it's all about this guy who worked for the Air Force as like a disinformation artist, basically. So there was a UFO conspiracy theorist who was near like an Air Force base where they were testing secret planes, secret craft. And he saw some of that shit and thought it was UFOs. And he intercepted some signals from the military base and some radio communications. So he was getting too close to finding out what was actually happening. But he thought it was aliens. So they send this guy, Robert something, I think. they send this fucking guy to go tell them it is aliens and gives them some actual, like, real information, stuff that's actually, what's the word when they, like, redact it? Some of the stuff is, like, actual government secrets. And the rest of it's made up. So it'd be like, yeah, the government's meeting with aliens and they're testing people and there's alien-human hybrids. When really it might just be, like, they're researching UFOs. And that's as far as it goes.
Dude, could you imagine being this guy just, like you've been kind of posting about or talking about to other people about that you think that there's, like, UFOs and everything. One day you're just sitting on your couch and you hear a knock on your door. So you go and answer the door, and there's some fucking dude there, and he's just like, hey, my name is... He doesn't even give you his name.
He's got a badge and government documents, and he's like, I'm going to tell you the secrets that you've been wanting.
Oh, so it was like a legit government official giving him
this information. It's a guy who worked for the Air Force.
Are you... Whoa, I thought that they just sent, like, a guy, like, undercover.
No.
And would, like, came to his house and was like... I can't tell you my real name, but I've got some secrets to tell you.
No, he told him who he was and everything. Like, explained his position, except for the part where he's a liar.
So they put some shit in there that was true, but then also threw some bullshit in there just to be like, well, your story doesn't completely add up, so...
So then this guy goes to, like, MUFON and the rest of, like, the UFO conspiracy community and gives them this information. And it's all, like, stuff you can trace and things about, like, the Blue Book program and actual programs that the CIA and the Pentagon ran during, like, throughout the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, up to this current day. So these are these real programs that he's talking about, and then it's also like they have alien bodies and they have craft that they're storing at Area 51 and shit like that might not be true, probably isn't true. But now it's become part of the whole UFO lexicon. Like, that's what everybody talks about, came from mostly this guy. So he becomes like this giant figure in the UFO community, and then the guy who's giving him all this misinformation takes it too far, and basically the Air Force tells him, like, all right, you gotta back off, and then you gotta tell this guy that we've been fucking with him a little. So, like, he tries to explain what's been going on to this guy, and the guy can't accept it, and he goes crazy, and I'm pretty sure he killed himself. Yeah. And this fucking misinformation guy, cold-hearted, like, didn't seem to care at all. They interview him throughout the whole documentary, and he's just, like, clearly a psychopath, just a trained liar. It's a really good documentary.
Holy shit. Yeah. All right, yeah.
They definitely do that to people, man.
Okay, heard that. Yo, okay, so I want to go ahead and get rid of this note. I don't even know I was trying to look at my phone. I have one note in my phone, and
okay.
I remember what it is. I saw this post the other day, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. It said, my kids have a Shrek mask, so they play hide and seek, but it's not quite hide and seek. They call it hide and Shrek. So what it is the seeker is Shrek, and, you know, whenever he catches somebody, he yells, "Get out of my swamp." Which I think is fucking hilarious. And then it says the seeker also walks around the house, like, quietly singing All-Star. So I'm just picturing, like, me sitting on the couch, you know, and, like, Amelia with a Shrek mask, you know, walks in front of me, and she's like, "Hey now, you're an all-star." And she's just, like, searching around, you know, looking in places. "Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the show on, get paid, and all that hate that glitters gold. Only shooting stars break the get out of me swamp." See another kid just fucking start running.
Get out of my swamp. I don't know what the fuck that is.
He's Scottish, isn't he?
Yeah, that accent I just did. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, I don't know what that was either.
Get out of my swamp.
That was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't think that was PC.
Hello, welcome to Quickie Mutt.
Yeah. Dude, them taking that shit out of The Simpsons pisses me off.
Yeah, me too. I have a question about your premise, though, that was really funny. I like the idea of playing with the rules of hide and seek, or just like the format. That's fun. But was that future Amelia or current form Amelia where she's got little baby legs and she's just walking around?
I think that you thinking it is the baby form makes it so much fucking funnier.
Just a tiny little baby Amelia walking around in a Shrek mask.
Oh, this would be the episode to tell people, I guess.
I was going to say, we didn't intro
It hasn't happened yet. I guess, I didn't intro into it. It's whatever. So we'll just fucking do that now, I guess.
Well, I meant the baby thing, but also the show.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we are doing a show right now, so. Welcome to Blue Skies from the Basement. My name is Austin. Joining me, as always, is the Savage Dad himself.
And there's a baby.
Yeah, there's a baby over there, too. But that's Wes, by the way.
Yeah,
and
hi.
Then Amelia's over there, and my wife is sitting across the room from us.
Can we set up a mic for Amelia and have her be a guest on the show?
Yes. Yes. She'll be a regular guest. As soon as she can start, like making noises on the regular, we'll definitely get her a mic.
Do I have the okay to make baby noises into a beat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
Cool.
Just don't go too crazy with it, man.
I'm not going to put any cuss words on that one.
Oh, okay, cool.
It'll just be cute baby noises and maybe my kids talking in between it.
Heard.
Yeah.
You have to get kind of like a soft beat, It wouldn't be like a trap banger,
No, I mean like a 5-piece quartet, but baby noises. I don't know why I said 5-piece and then said quartet. Just an a cappella group of Amelias.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now that we've introduced the episode, yada, 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 blah, 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 follow us on everything, and join our cult. My baby is born. My baby is here. Super excited. She looks like me.
Does that make her Banana Christ?
Yes, technically. Technically, yes.
Dope. Banana Cult has a Banana Christ.
We do. Is she the Antichrist, though?
Depends on how you raise her.
We're a cult, So I feel like if we're going to embody the name of a cult, then she should be the Banana Antichrist.
Well, are we the cult from Silent Hill, or are we a good cult? Like, are we trying to, birth a demon, or are we...
Can you give me the name of one good cult?
What? Christianity.
Still couldn't hear you.
Oh, Blackcraft. Honesty comes in with good point.
You got me there.
I mean, religions are all religions are cults, and you can argue that a good chunk of it's good in outcome.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think they'd like being called a cult, but
true.
That's what it is.
No, they don't. No, they definitely don't like being called a cult. But what else do you call them? Just a religion?
Organized religion, yeah.
Organized religion. Mm-hmm. Child molesters. I like that synonym.
Murderers and hypocrites.
Yeah.
Along with that. But some good people.
No, there's good people out there. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely good people out there. I'm just...
I mean, my one topic has to do with a little bit with religion, just a tiny bit.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
But I don't want to roll over the whole baby thing, so we can save it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. She's fucking beautiful.
She's finally here, guys.
Yeah, the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Swear to God. I cut the umbilical cord. Fucking watched her be born.
Were you sure you were gonna do that, all the way up until when you did it?
No, I didn't. I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah,
and they were like, all right, so the father's gonna cut the umbilical cord. I was like, nah, I'm okay. And they were like, no, you're gonna do it. I was like, all right, well, fuck it. It's like, if you're gonna force me, I guess I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I was lucky, I guess, and just he was like, it's gonna be a little elasticy or
it is
rubbery, and it is. But
that's easier than you'd expect, though.
One snip. Yep. I was like, snip, and then I was like, here, take these.
Either it's really sharp scissors or not a very sturdy cord.
Yeah.
That's not Kevlar.
Yeah, true, dude. Oh, just looking at her sometimes makes me cry.
Yeah,
I think it is because she looks like me. She looks so hard like me. It's crazy.
I can't tell you how many times with both kids I would just see them and be like,
Yeah, dude. It's gonna happen for a while.
Yeah. You'll get over it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
They'll make you cry in different ways later on.
They're like, oh my god, you just told me no. This is the first time you told me no.
Or you're just rocking on your bed in the fetal position. Like, why? 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 There's different ways to cry.
That's fucking funny. There's one way to cry. You can probably hear it in the background.
Yeah, look, she picked up on Mike. You don't even need to get her one.
Nope. What up, Amelia? You're already making it on the podcast.
Famous.
All right, I need to get another beer.
All right, I'm almost there too.
Okay, what does that mean? Yours are like right there. I gotta go to the fridge. By the way, you can put yours in the fridge, man.
No.
I like how much more aggressive you've gotten towards me as our relationship has like grown and stuff. Like you become more and more comfortable with like being more like aggressive, and I enjoy it, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I see you coming out of your shell more and more, and it's awesome, man.
No.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. You're doing a great job, dude. Doing a great job.
I don't like what you're doing right now. I feel betrayed and put on the spot.
That's what I do, man.
And my emotions are being attacked right now.
You're on you're literally recording,
and you're just
with
putting
me,
it on...
with me. Okay, what the fuck did you expect? Okay,
no,
you're the smart one. Okay, I'm just here for the laughs. I don't know shit, man.
All right, well, you don't have to flatter me. Go get another beer.
Okay. So enough about this fucking baby talk.
Enough is enough.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
We know you guys hate it.
Nobody wants to hear about my new baby.
I shouldn't play with the bubble wrap. There's bubble wrap over here, and I'm like, oh, keep this away from me. There's no...
Give it to me. Oh, there you go. Yeah, put it on the ground for my baby to choke on. It's cool.
The bubble wrap is choke hazard free.
I mean, I guess like if it gets like caught in her throat and it starts popping, it'll just release little bursts of air.
Yeah.
Should be okay.
Yeah. It'll keep her alive as long as there's bubbles still popping. I don't know how long a sheet of bubble wrap lasts a baby. I've never done the test before.
Oh my god.
I'll do some science and get back to you. All right. No more baby stuff.
Ooh, I'm trying to breathe.
Here's some bubble wrap so you can breathe.
Oh my god.
Try to make those last few bubbles last though.
You know, I heard that. Scuba divers don't use tanks anymore. They just use bubble wrap.
They just roll up a sheet of bubble wrap and shove it down their throat like they're deep throating a burrito.
Exactly. It's exactly what they're doing, man.
And they just learn to tense the muscles like from top to bottom until like it gets all the way down, and then they got to come up for air.
Dude, I bet you they could suck some hard dick, man.
They have no gag reflex.
No, not at all.
Oh, when we were at the sex shop earlier today, that's something we saw. Well, we went downtown for our listeners, my wife and I, and we stopped at a couple smoke shops. We went to the Smoke Zone downtown Columbus. I am talking.
Better out than in, I always say.
Keep that shit in you.
No, it'll come out the other way. You don't want that.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody wants that. Yeah, so we went to the Smoke Zone, and then we went to the Joint, and then after that we went to the Chamber / what's the other name of that place? The Basement or whatever? No, it's not the Basement. That's the bar. The Garden. That's right. Thank you, Honesty.
My wife is always on point.
She's always on it.
I know.
She's our Jamie.
Without a mic.
Yeah.
And without a computer most of the time, too.
Well, okay, so here's a fun game for our listeners. Does she actually exist? You guys have never actually heard her. Well, no, I've boosted her on mic, but that could have just been the TV.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the TV matched with our conversation.
Yeah.
There's flaws in your story there, bud.
All right. Until she's on mic, there's no proof.
Good point. Good point.
But yeah, so we went to the chamber / the garden, and one of the things we saw there was this throat spray that's supposed to like remove your gag reflex temporarily. I guess it's just like a numbing spray, and we were curious if that worked, but we were too embarrassed to ask.
Hey, babe.
Burp.
You want to get some throat numbing spray?
It's cherry flavored, apparently. What'd she say?
Nothing. I'm gonna stop this conversation right now. This is not going on recording. We're just gonna stop this conversation right now.
No, what'd she say? I have my headphones on. I couldn't hear it.
You think I need help? Nope.
No, I shouldn't say that on mic either, but we were curious about it for reasons.
My dick is super small, so it's not hard to.
Oh, but we've been over this. It's not that small, right?
No, I keep talking. I keep like. That's the one thing I just keep going back and forth on.
Back and forth. Your penis.
Man, I just.
Supposedly, if you tuck your left thumb into your hand, like your palm as deep as you can, and then squeeze it really hard, it removes your gag reflex. It works for me for some odd reason.
Oh, you know this.
I've shoved things down my throat while squeezing my thumb and not gagged.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you think it was more of a placebo effect?
I really don't have much of a gag reflex to begin with. Crystal says I should be gay.
Yeah, sometimes I wish you were.
Yeah, all right. People know now. It's fine. Anyway. Yeah, so we were just curious about that. I didn't have anything else to that. If anybody has tried that, let me know what it's like. Like,
I would assume so, because, like, that's pretty much what, some,
like
those,
chloroseptic spray?
Those cough sprays, you know?
Yeah, chloroseptic.
Sure. I don't know, man.
That's what we had when I was a
cough
kid.
Spray, man. Why you gotta be so fucking detailed about it?
Because that's what we had when I was a kid.
Yeah, sure.
No, seriously.
I'm not.
Why are you calling me a liar?
No, I'm not trying to call you a liar. I'm just.
I made him mad really early into this. Like, we're not that far in yet. It's too early. I have more things that are going to piss you off later, so try not to get too mad.
All right, well, pitter patter. Let's get at her.
All right. This probably won't make you mad, but there's been something that's been bothering me, and I've been wary about talking about
Something's been bothering you.
There's always something fucking
There's
bothering
a fucking
me.
shocker. Anyway.
Yeah, so I've been wary about talking about this because she might end up listening to the podcast because I told her about it. But there's a girl at work who's fairly new who I told about the podcast, and she's super nice. Just like before I say the next thing, super nice, like really friendly, kind of quiet. Although I'm really quiet while I'm working too. I'm usually listening to podcasts. I try not to talk too much.
Yeah, I wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
I'm pretty fucking awkward, bud. But almost everybody at my job wears headphones just because it's a tedious job and you're not really supposed to talk that much because you're supposed to concentrate on what you're doing, and they're really numbers focused. So to get through the day, you listen to music or podcasts. She's like the only person on the team who doesn't wear headphones, and I don't fucking trust her for it. Because here's my theory. I forgot my headphones last week. It was Thursday, and I forgot my headphones. And I went through a 10-hour shift with no headphones.
Whoa.
And almost shot myself in the face. Like, by the end of the day, I basically had a 10-hour-long panic attack. Just like, yeah.
No.
Yeah, the whole day I'm just alone with my thoughts. So I feel like most normal people, if they're alone with their thoughts for too long, they start to go a little crazy. I don't trust that she's just, like, comfortable with being alone with her own thoughts. She's gonna kill somebody. She's gonna come in with a gun one day.
I guess I can feel it, because I'm always wanting... I hate being in my... But then again, it's because we're fucked up, man.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
no, I don't
not-
think she's actually gonna do that.
No.
She's a super nice person, and I think she's great. trying to say anything bad about her. I'm just saying, people who don't listen to music when they're alone with their own thoughts, I'm scared of them. I don't trust them.
Dude, because they're stronger than we are, man.
Yeah.
They've got a hold of their head. We don't.
Yeah, they have something I don't. And it freaks me out. I'm like, wait, what?
You figured it out. Teach me your ways.
Not even you figured it out, but just like, how are you not losing your mind right now? Like, it's she's probably just a normal fucking person, and that's what it is. It's like, I'm the messed up one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
But it's been bothering me all week. Well, I asked her Monday last week, and I was like, hey, so do you, like, never wear headphones? I felt really awkward asking her, like, because we hadn't talked for, like, 2 hours straight at the start of the shift, and then I just turned to her and was like, so do you always go no headphones?
Great icebreaker there, bud.
It was bothering me so much.
I wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Me too. Yeah, so I don't know.
What'd she say?
Oh, yeah, she said, yeah. And that was kind of it. She asked me what I listened to, and I was like, podcast, and that's when I told her about the podcast. But then the whole time I'm telling her about the podcast, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to talk about you.
Okay, well, first of all, she's a really nice lady.
Oh, she's great.
And there is nothing wrong with not wearing headphones while you're working.
No, definitely not, but it throws me off.
That's because you're fucked up, man. She's normal. You're fucked up.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. I can't go through a shift without listening to music or being able to talk to people.
Yeah.
That's why working in the kitchen is cool, because I have to talk to people. You know, like, they encourage you to talk, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got more notes.
This is where it's gonna start getting a little sketchy.
Did you see that Trump was going to do a thing called a magazine?
You gotta be fucking shitting me.
No, but I put it in a note.
Did you see the fucking...
I meant to respond to that.
Yeah. So he fucking did it again.
Yeah.
Did it again.
Okay, so for the listeners, Trump put out his own poll. Like, that's going to be not biased. And the options were...
Hold on. Do you have it? Do you remember exactly what the question was? I'm gonna...
I have it right, yeah.
Me too.
Oh, okay, you go.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm the one who... Yeah. Okay, so it's... The front thing on Facebook that I saw was the official approval poll, and it was, do you approve of President Trump? Okay, so you click on it, and there's 2 questions on there. And it says, how would you rate President Trump's job performance so far? There's 4 options. There's great, good, okay, and other.
There's no option for not good at the very least, or like meh should be an option.
So hold on. Wait a minute.
Can I put meh?
Number 2 says optional. Please explain why you selected your response.
Optional.
It's optional to do so.
The way this whole thing is worded is fucking preposterous.
I don't even know where to start, man. I really don't.
Great, good, okay, which are all basically synonyms.
Basically?
Or other.
What do you mean, basically?
Well, great's a little bit better than good,
okay,
and good's a tiny bit better than okay.
I mean, I get
like, what the fuck?
No, because I can tell people I'm good, and then be like, yeah, I'm okay.
Well, if you say you're okay, I'm like, you're not great.
But if I'm like, yeah, I'm great, I feel like you got to do the arm motion, you know?
Howdy, neighbor.
Yeah.
How diddly doodly do you do? I'm great. I'm fucking Tony the Tiger.
You know, every single person that put other put in there, they had to respond to number 2.
Oh, well, yeah, number 2, which is not even part of the first. Just please explain why you put other or any other response.
They might as well have put, explain why you put other.
Yeah, because nobody's going to click great and be like, all right, let me tell. Or people who are doing that are like, I fucking love Trump. Like,
nobody's, I don't know, man.
I just imagine a cat at a keyboard.
Do we also think that I gotta are people
Trump
like
is not good?
Are there people in
great
between
or okay?
Are there those people that are in between that were like, oh, he's not really great, but I think he's pretty good, so I'll put that.
I hate that there is. Like, there's gotta be.
Well,
And also, can we talk about, like, this is the president putting out, like, a, hey, do you guys like me? Like, it's not even, like, a Pew Research Center poll or anything like that. It's
bro,
like,
if you gotta ask if somebody likes you, they don't like you.
yeah. Fucking, everybody's putting in the optional box, just facepalm, period. Like, what were you gonna put?
Because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't want him to have my email address and then start fucking sending me all these fucking Trump emails and shit. I'm not about it.
Or just be on some weird Trump list.
I didn't do it, man. It's not anything that I have to fucking actually vote on, so I'm not fucking doing it.
You're gonna get ads for steaks in college from Trump. Yeah, I thought about when you sent this to me, I thought about, well, I'm gonna go on there and write like what I really think, and then I was like, yeah, that's gonna take too much time and it's gonna make me angry and it's not gonna do anything. So
not gonna do shit, man. Anybody that they anything that they put other in, they're just gonna be like, yeah, but I didn't even see that one. That one didn't even come in. That's not even a part of. He's gonna be like 100% of the people who said I was great.
Exactly, as I was gonna say, is he's been lying about like the crowd size at the inauguration from day one. He's been lying about like how many people like him. He's been lying about his hands. He's been lying about his dick. He's been lying about the people he slept with. He's been lying about
not grabbing that lady's pussy.
Yeah,
or wanting to grab that lady's pussy.
And now he's potentially going to be linked to Jeffrey Epstein, that guy who had the fucking
the sex trafficking,
the fucking airplane called the Lolita Express that he would go back and forth to his private island with young girls and Bill Clinton and Trump and all these fucking people.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, so they arrested that guy, raided his house, found child porn, and then Trump might be linked to it. So fun times. But you know he's going to lie about that, and he's going to lie about this and be like, yep, 100% of the people said I'm doing great.
My question to you, name another president that has been like accused of more things. Just overall. I mean, overall, everything that has gone into like.
I mean, Nixon.
Okay,
that was.
I agree. That was the first one that came to mind. But
yeah. Or maybe like the guy who was the guy who was like interim president after Kennedy died. I forget his fucking name.
Shit.
And then Reagan did some bad shit, but nobody called him out on it until like way after. Like the drug war is mostly him and Nancy Reagan's fault, but nobody really talked about that until it was way too late. So Trump. It's Trump. He's number one as far as like shit that he's done and just blatantly gotten away with.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that I know that there's some people out there that say that Trump is the greatest president that we've ever had. But I don't think at any point in time was Obama ever accused or even thought of being friends or a part of like sex trafficking or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm just... Because anytime you bring up Trump being the greatest president, the first person that they go after is Obama. And then you're like, Trump is the what president of the United States? And you're saying that he's the greatest? But then your first example that you go towards is Obama. And you're like, oh, he was better than Obama. Like, that's the first example that we've had.
Yeah. Most people's memories don't go that far back in detail, and then once you go too far back, it's all like in the light of we smoked before this, and I'm having trouble remembering things. What's it called when you long for the past? Nostalgia. There we go.
Okay,
I just had to say the definition out loud to myself, and my brain worked. Yeah, so it's all like nostalgia once you go back to like your childhood and you're trying to remember who was president back then, and you're like, oh, things were good back then, and it was probably a good president.
Yeah, you just didn't know.
Yeah.
Now with the age of like social media and everything, especially with like our president having a Twitter, which I still don't agree with, you just get that direct,
If he's gonna have a Twitter, he shouldn't be allowed to block people. Like, if we're going to allow the Twitter thing, he shouldn't be allowed to block people, because I think it's like a freedom of speech issue, if you kind of think about it.
Because everything that you do should be in the public light.
Yeah.
Right? As the president.
The leader of the free world. Like, and you're blocking American citizens from...
No.
Hmm.
See, it's sketchy, man. It's just all sketchy.
Things that make you go,
To go back to my example, would Obama do that?
Maybe. He did that whole... I mean, see, I don't want to entirely defend Obama, but I'm not going to say
I'm not trying
Trump's
to entirely
better than Obama.
defend Obama either.
He did the whole...
I think that Obama was the greatest president to ever live, but...
He did the whole change.org thing where he said the government's going to stop prosecuting and going after whistleblowers, and then Edward Snowden happened, and now we know what's going on with that. So,
man, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it sucks.
Exactly what he was afraid of happened.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he doesn't
Snowden.
get talked about anymore. Like, nobody cared. And I was following that story really closely while it was going on. It was right after I graduated high school, all that stuff broke. And I was working for my grandma, and it was the most exciting thing happening for my interest at the time. It was like spies and international espionage, and he's working with his journalist on back channels, trading government documents and secrets, and they're blowing up innocent people, and he's got all this information on, like, Verizon stealing your data and selling it to the government. Fucking
crazy shit.
Yeah, and I thought it was like a spy novel come to life, and I was so excited, and I was like, this is going to change the world, and then here we are.
Still doing the same shit.
Yeah. I was really into Anonymous back then, too. Like, I had a Guy Fawkes mask, and I was, like, into protesting and graffiti and putting up, like, dead drop thumb drives around town and shit.
Yeah.
I was all about it. And, I mean, I'm not going to say that old age kind of salts your view on the world, but I have toned a lot of that. I still have the same beliefs, but it's like there's a certain helplessness to everything. We kind of just give in to the go with the flow of it all. And we're an optimistic science and technology podcast, guys.
Yep. Yes, we are. We don't talk about politics at all.
What's the new gadget out, Austin? This is a new segment on our show.
The new gadget?
The new gadget. What's everybody crazy about these days? Improvise something.
Okay, so there's this this body like kind of thing that you like wear, okay, and it
clothes? You talking about clothes?
No, it's like a shield, man, but it's not a shield, okay? It's like a plastic like suit that you put on, okay? And it heats up, okay? And it's not just a little bit of heat, it's a lot of heat. Like you can't wear it. Like it heats up too much. Like it's unwearable by humans.
It's a plastic human cooking suit.
Yeah, pretty much.
The purpose being, why are people going crazy over this? Why is this the new trend? What's the elevator pitch on this product?
It was for cannibals is what it was.
Oh, that makes sense. Instead of spit roasting somebody, which is a lot of work. I mean, you gotta ram a stick through a whole body and everything, and then you gotta lift that up onto 2 posts that you've spread out evenly, and you got them firmly in the dirt. You gotta set up a whole fire pit. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sweat involved.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you don't want too much sweat because then you'll have a salty human.
And it cooks them.
Yeah.
And then you can eat it.
Yeah. So it's like those oven bags, but for cannibals. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad we learned about this today.
With 3 easy payments of $19.95.
Why is it always $95?
Because that's how they get you, man.
Yeah. That's why they do $99 too, because you're like, oh, it's not quite $13.
That's why when you go to the gas station, it's like $1.39 and 9/10.
Oh yeah, it's like 9/10 of a cent, which isn't a thing, but they're allowed to do that. Like,
right.
There's no tenth of a penny.
Did you see that tweet that Trump posted?
I mean, which one?
Recently.
Which one? Because it's almost 3 a.m. now, so if we wait a few hours.
You said it's almost 3 a.m?
Well, I mean, if we wait a few hours.
True.
3.5 hours.
So interesting to see progressive Democrat congresswomen who originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe, the worst, most corrupt, and inept anywhere in the world, if they even have a functioning government at all, now loudly and viciously telling the people of the United States, the greatest and most powerful nation on earth, how our government is to be run. Why don't they go back? Why don't they go back? Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Then come back and show us how. The congresswoman that he's talking about, every single one of them, 2 of them, I know one's from Ohio. I can't remember where the other one is.
Is he talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar?
I think so.
God damn it. I'm so tired of people attacking Ilhan Omar. It is the most fucking, like, anti-Muslim thing to go after.
She has her nationality. Like, that, she has everything.
They're calling her a terrorist.
She
outright
is an American.
Like, watch Fox News for a few hours and they're going to call her some fucking, like, Sharia law bomber. It's fucking crazy.
She is an American.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other 2 were born in the States.
And she's not an anti-Semite. They're trying to say she's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, man. Yeah. It baffles me that people still support him when you're like, we're literally talking about the person that helps control the entire USA.
Has the final say on everything that comes across his desk.
I'm dumbfounded. I'm so baffled at the thought of him even being our president right now, the person that, like, the rest of the world is viewing us as him.
4 more years. 4 more
years. Dude, fuck you, dude. Fuck you so fucking hard. My heart just dropped, like...
You can hear the screams and the...
Dude, just even thinking about it, man,
Oh.
It hurts, bro. It fucking hurts to see that... Even the shit that it's come out that he said, and just the way that he is, you know that he's not a good person. Just in general, he's not a morally good person.
He's getting more and more comfortable with being, like, openly racist too, because he just keeps getting more and more away with it. So
he just keeps pushing the bar and then realizing that nothing's gonna happen to him because he's in such this power position that he can do that. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to. And you know what's funny? We'll be taking care of him for the rest of his life too.
Yeah. Well, his kids are pretty rich.
Yeah, but he's still going to get shit from the government. He's going to have security the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Like, special, shit the rest of his life.
I wonder how much of that they're going to give him once he's out, if we get him out. I wonder how much of that...
I like how you said if we get him out.
How many people are going to turn him? Well, because I don't know. I really want him out. I'm voting. Crystal's voting. We're all going to go vote. But...
True.
Who knows what the fuck's going to happen with all these people running? And
please, you guys, everybody go vote.
Yeah.
Seriously, I know that it doesn't seem like your vote counts, but your vote counts. We need to go and vote.
This matters the most this time around.
Yeah, seriously. We got to do the right thing. At least get somebody else in there that's just not such a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Or even just a liar, like a blatant liar. I mean, all politicians lie to an extent, but just every goddamn day.
We get it. And there's things that Obama did that I'm not fucking happy with either. Like, plenty of shit happens, but, like, from where Obama was and just how he was and what he represented, when he says change, like, all he wants is peace and equality. And I know that the whole thing stems from, like, what racism is inequality. You think that person, that other human being that literally has the same exact internals that you do, when you look at us on the inside, I'm another human being. Regardless of what my race is or what my skin color is, whatever, you just think that you are better. They are unequal to you. That's what racism is. When Obama ran, he wanted that change, okay? And then we're going to... Trump, and, people say that, Trump didn't make MAGA into Make America White Again. Like, he didn't do that.
Mama.
He was like, other people did. Okay, that was other people that, that aren't okay.
Because that was part of
most of the people that I talk to that are Trump supporters are not racist, okay?
No, but they were anti-Obama, probably.
Most likely, yes.
And I think that's where a lot of the steam from his base came from, was people who were just like, fuck Obama, and this guy is blowing all the right whistles.
I mean, I guess, but still, it just doesn't make sense to me how you can be so fucking ignorant. Like, he can be as ignorant as he wants and get away with it.
Yeah.
You know, that's not fair, even being the president of the United States. But that's my issue. Why would you even want somebody that's not only for the American people, but for the humanity in itself?
Right.
That is the whole point of you being the president of the United States, okay? Is because you help run all of us.
You keep the country together.
Which helps run everything, which helps run the world. Because there's other fucking countries out there that have their power figures, and they figure shit out, and then they help work with us. And then we make everything run together.
Yeah.
So if you're not the type of person that can do that, why the fuck are you even in office? And from what it seems like is he's just in a fucking power trip. That's all it is just a big old power trip.
Yeah. Well, and now it's a bit of like panic scrambling ever since like the Mueller report and then the Barr summary of the Mueller report, and then Mueller spoke in front of Congress, and now he's scheduled to speak in front of Congress again. He's been kind of like a tailspin of like, oh, this all might fall apart, or at least like the American public is finally coming around a little bit to where his approval rating is the lowest it's been in a long time.
I wonder if that's why he put out
the poll?
Yeah.
That's exactly why he did it. Fox News is even starting to turn against him a little bit. They'll point out when he's wrong now more often than they used to.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's people who are like starting to get that the American public isn't for this anymore. Or at least the majority.
Ooh, and see, Fox News and all that shit is just all about approval ratings.
Well,
it's like, what do people want?
And that's the only one he watches, and they know that. So when they're doing their show, they know they're talking to the president. So they're kind of in a position of power in that way, where if they start being like, all right, you're fucking up a little bit, they have a little bit of control over his tantrums that he throws.
Whoa.
He talks to Tucker Carlson, which is like the main correspondent on Fox News. Like, he has a direct line. They're friends. So the president calls the reporter on Fox News on the regular, and then Tucker Carlson goes out and tells the American public what the president's doing. It's fucking weird.
Ooh, that's a huge ass media power trip that I don't even want to fucking think about, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That freaked me out when I found that out. And it's a regular thing. Like, he talks to the president all the time.
That's not cool, man.
No, it's not okay. I mean, there's no way that it's a moral thing to do or, like, ethically right for a journalist to be taking part in. But I'm glad they're finally coming around a little bit. I mean, Fox News is still, like, incredibly irresponsible and disgusting, and they're mostly propaganda. But at least they're not fully evil.
They're cool, man. They're cool. Fox News is great. I watch them all the time, man.
I mean, some people might not agree with me. I watch them sometimes just to see what the crazies are saying.
Oh, and Trump's trying to get rid of all this fake news out there.
Yeah. Fake news.
Fake news is anything but Fox News.
The fake CNN.
Mm-hmm. Enough about fucking Orangey.
Yeah. I have a topic that ties into this a little bit. We were talking about a religion before we took a quick break before, so that ties into that a little bit. But have you heard what's going on in Oregon at all? I mean,
I guess not.
Mostly Portland, because the mayor there is like this super lefty, and he's letting the anti-fascist groups, Antifa, kind of do whatever they want, and ordering the police to stand down. So
I think we talked about this last time you were over.
Yeah.
It wasn't on mic, but yeah.
So, yeah, because I told you about the journalist who got beat up, Andy No, who's kind of like, some people describe him. Yeah, some people describe the guy as a right-wing troll. Other people describe him as a conservative journalist. It just kind of depends on your political leanings, what you think of the guy.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty reasonable. He was on Joe's podcast and didn't say anything that I disagreed with. I think maybe the way he goes after a certain topic makes it easy to paint him in the light of a right-wing troll.
Okay.
Because he only reports on Antifa and how Antifa's bad. And if you're a leftist and you think Antifa's a good thing because they're fighting Nazis, you might think that Andy No's a bad guy.
I think violence is bad. That's my issue.
So that's where I'm going to go with this, is so there's video of Antifa attacking this guy for no reason.
Yeah.
And then the police not helping him. And
because the mayor told the police to stand down.
Yeah. And so he goes on Joe's podcast and explains himself and explains what's happening on video and all that stuff. It's all completely reasonable. He went there to film, and he got his camera stolen from him, and he uploaded the footage that he had from a different camera. And he was just unprovoked attacked. And it's because people didn't like that he was filming and that he was right-wing, so they beat him up.
See, this is the issue with them making it like you're either far left or you're far right. You can't be in the middle. You're either far left or you're far right.
And there's some people who are in the middle, left or right, who see these groups. So you'll see like these conservative extremists, basically neo-Nazis, and then on the left you'll see Antifa, and they're both committing these atrocious violent events and these riots, basically. Showing up with torches on the right, or showing up in black and face masks with fucking bear mace on the left. So these people in the middle, they're like, well, violence is crazy, but at least they're fighting for the right cause, so the ends justify the means. There's a big portion of leftists and people on the right.
No. Because if you have that idea that the ends justify the means, you're being ignorant. Because they're being violent, regardless on both sides. Like, that's the issue. Especially with Antifa. Like, what's your idea of what you're fighting for is right, but the way that you're doing it is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. We have to, like, when you think about these issues, you got to think about humanity as a whole. You got to think about the world as a whole. I know that we're this one country, and we are free, and we, quote unquote, and can do what we want to. But you also have to think about the humanity of the rest of the world with every decision that you decide to make.
Yeah.
When you're in a political view like that.
Here's where, so with the Oregon in general, here's where it gets complicated. So because of the region of the state where it's located geographically, there's a coastline, and then there's also kind of like the Midwestern part of it that's inland.
Yeah.
And you've got these cities on the coast that are mostly highly populated and liberal. So it's just a bunch of lefties living on the coastline, kind of like California. And it butts up against the south end of California. So those kind of overlap where you get these super lefties, like you think West Coast liberal.
Yeah.
But then inland and more towards the center of the state, in the rural areas, you have these lower populations of super conservative religious people. And some of these groups believe in things like constitutional sheriffs, which I've got the definition pulled up here. So a constitutional sheriff and the Peace Officer Association is a political organization of local police officials in the United States who believe in an interpretate. I got mush tongue. Fuck it. Okay. Who believe in an interpretation of the United States Constitution wherein federal and state government authorities are subordinate to local government authority. So they believe in this thing called posse communita, which is Latin for basically like the power of the community and the county. So they believe that the small groups of people, it's almost an anarchist view of how government should work. The smaller group should be able to decide what's best for them, and the outside world should fuck off, and all these small areas should be allowed to decide what's best for each group. Which kind of makes sense.
So it's kind of like if you don't agree with it, just fucking move away.
Yeah, so then you add in the super religious aspect of it. So these people who are living in these rural communities are usually Christian or Catholic, or they're very right-wing people. So you have these ideas of America is for the Christians, or it's for the whites, mixed in with these very religious people. And that's what's causing a clash with the people on the coast, who are all part of the same state. So the state government, when there's votes for certain bills and laws and levies that should pass and what schools should get what funding and things like that, because the leftist population on the coast is dense cities, they usually win these votes for statewide elections and stuff.
Yeah.
So the people on the right, for years and years and years, have been basically forming these militias and these constitutional sheriff organizations that go around and hold these rallies and fight Antifa, basically. And Antifa's come up because of Trump. So you have this president who's saying that both sides have good people and both sides are right in their own way. And then you have Portland, Oregon, which is the perfect example of how that mentality goes so wrong. And you have the mayor in the middle of this, who is so up his own ass that he won't let the police do the right thing and protect people.
regardless. See, that's the thing about being a police officer too, is you got to protect people on both sides.
Yeah.
Regardless of your political views, you are about the protection of the fucking people.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where you're politicizing people's safety.
Yeah, nah. See, that's fucked up. That's not. We can't. If you don't see the issue with that, there's a problem. Because again, your local police are there to protect and to serve. That's what they are there to do, is protect and to serve anybody, regardless of whether you are a lefty or a righty, or whether you only have your left leg or only have your right leg.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, it doesn't matter what it is. No matter who you are, protect and serve. You protect everybody. And then when you're talking about the mayor, because, again, that's political views, that does not go into our police at all, and it never should. That's ridiculous to me. That's ignorant, honestly.
Everything is ignorant.
That's ignorant.
So ignorant.
It's so ignorant.
Why are you being ignorant?
Why are you being ignorant?
Yeah, so Wes's podcast recommendation corner. I've recommended these different shows before. These two different shows. I have three that are all tied together. So I've recommended Even More News before, which is part of the Some More News Network, which is Cody Johnston and Katie Stoll. They do this whole bit of, like, exasperated reporter where his hair's crazy, his tie's loose, and he delivers the news in a funny way because he's just fucking tired of Trump.
Yeah.
It's great on YouTube. They have a podcast called Even More News where they've teamed up with Robert Evans, who used to work at Cracked, and he's been over to Iraq, he's been over to the Middle East for different wars, the conflicts in Syria, the conflicts in Egypt, all that stuff. So he's a good conflict journalist, and he's going to Portland to report on what's happening there because he believes it's basically the start of a civil war happening in our own country again, fueled by Trumpism. And so he has a podcast called Behind the Bastards where he goes into, like, a dictator or the guy who started advertising in America and explains, like, their past, their history, how they became who they were, and why they fucking suck.
Yeah.
And so they teamed up, and they've done a bunch of, like, swap casts together where they go on each other's show and talk about what's going on with Trump, what's going on with Ben Shapiro, which is, like, this right-wing mouthpiece that's for, like, the far right, and talks about Portland, Oregon. And he has a new podcast called It Could Happen Here, which is all about an American Civil War caused by the effects of the Trump presidency.
Wait, did he have a book called It Can Happen Here, like it didn't already happen here?
It's a podcast. Not a book, but...
Okay, sorry. Did he start a podcast called It Can Happen Here about, like, thinking about a civil war happening here like it didn't already happen?
No, it's the premise is the second American Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how he describes it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and they're all really funny, really intelligent people, and the podcasts are a joy to listen to. But, like, that one specifically is fucking freaky because of what's happening now in this one state. And it's not even just Portland. That's the same place, and, like, it also borders Washington. So that's the same place where those fucking cattle farmers, like, held that government building hostage because they wanted the renegotiations for land and how federal versus private property were handled for herders or something like that. And there was two brothers in the family, and one of them got shot. I think a police officer got shot in the standoff. And they're basically white terrorists. Because they're white, they didn't get called terrorists. They just got called, like, far-right extremists. Yeah. That's all the same place, and it's all tied to the same thing.
That's like them being, what was it? Calling them underage women instead of children.
Or even just minors. Like, just say minors.
I mean...
If you want to be, like, legal and dry about it, if you have to, don't say underage. Don't sugarcoat it.
Oh, they're underage women. Yeah.
Women?
No. Yeah.
Underage girls.
They're
children.
Yeah. See, that's why I said children.
Yeah.
Shit's fucked up.
It's crazy.
That they use the words like that, too. Like, they try and sugarcoat some shit just to make them seem, like, less...
We've talked about Bernays before.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all advertising 101 is the way you word things, is how you get people to buy into an idea.
Yep.
Soften the blow.
Appeal to the consumer.
Yeah. And what about the children?
Right. I need to take a break.
Okay.
All right. So enough about the political talk.
Yeah, sorry guys. That was it's just been on our minds.
It really has, man. A lot of the shit that Trump's been doing, man, it really has been bothering me.
We try to give you guys a break from it. We try to give ourselves a break from it, but every so often we gotta vent a little.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, I'm over here holding my baby, though.
Yeah, we had a babe-cident where baby needs some attention, and we're going to have to let you guys go a little early. But I've had fun, and I think we covered some good ground here today.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I agree. I always enjoy you coming over, man.
Yeah, me too.
Something I did want to talk about before we go. Was watching... I can't remember what it is. Fuck. Just had it in my head, but it's they did a cover on Logic. It was kind of like a documentary on Logic and like what he's went through. It was back from like 2017, I think.
Yeah, just a YouTube thing.
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. If you type in like Logic, it'll come up, and I think on the face of it has like Ti, but the first episode is of Logic, and it was like super cool to see that whole thing and just like where he's come from and him talking about it and everything. But he got to the 1-800 song, like he got to the part in the documentary about that. I just started crying.
Uh-huh.
My mom shows up like shortly after that, and I'm like blowing my nose and shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot in like what he talks about with his crew, like Six, his producer. Six was like, I know what Logic is going to say before he says it, and Logic knows what I'm going to say before I say it. We're like a family, and we just know how to work. He's like, I don't have arguments with the people I work with. We just have discussions, you know? And I felt that, like, for real, and like what we do. And I saw a lot of similarities in how we are with how he is with Six. And it just made me feel better about, like, what we're doing.
Yeah.
And how we're doing it. Like, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Like, exactly the way that we're going is what we're, like, the way that we need to go. Like, for real. We'll be successful one day. I just feel it, man. And watching that, like, just made me feel it even more.
It's good, man. I feel that way every time I come over here, and while I'm editing, I'm listening back to the episode, and I'm like, maybe this isn't the best thing in the world. Maybe not everybody's going to enjoy it, but I feel good about what we're doing, and I'm having fun. And
dude, it's only going to go crazier places from here. Once we get comfortable and start like getting our clothing company up and running and everything.
Oh, yeah,
like
guys, look out for that.
Yeah, you guys just fucking wait, dude.
I got some designs in the works, guys.
Dude, I can't wait, dude. I can't fucking wait.
Y'all want a pillow? We want a pillow, too.
Dude, I want this fucking pillow so hard, dude.
Yeah, so speaking of plugs, let's get those out of the way before we end this. We've got a donate link up now, which is probably the most important thing I could tell you guys about right now.
And probably the most hardest thing for you to find.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So our host, Podbean, no shade to them, they've been great. I absolutely love the service they provide, and you guys should be following us on there. But we have to pay more if we want to be allowed to put up large donate buttons on the top of the page. So the workaround I've got going right now is if you go on the desktop site, the top right, there's a link to donate. Just a little text link that'll take you straight to PayPal. You donate whatever amount you want. You can donate 50 cents. You can donate $50. Whatever you think this podcast is worth and whatever you're comfortable with, we totally appreciate that, and it helps us out. It helps us continue to do this. You donate, and it tricks you straight back to the Podbean site after that. You don't have to deal with advertisements or more PayPal shit, and it really helps us out. And if you're on mobile, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and the link will be down at the bottom with the rest of the links.
It's a little hard to find, but
we're going to put it up in an Instagram post, a Facebook post. We're going to find other places to put it. We're going to have information in the Discord server. We might as well set up a Twitter while we're at it, and our YouTube page will have a link to the donate.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. Follow us on all those things. Stay updated with podcast. I usually leave little descriptions about what's going to happen. If you read the full episode descriptions, I leave notes about what's coming in the future. So we're going to have a bonus episode coming out. Although by the time this is out, that's not going to be true anymore. But there probably will still be another bonus episode. I'm just realizing that as I'm saying it.
Who knows?
There will always be more bonus episodes. And the more we get donations, the more you guys help us out, the more we'll be able to do that. And the farther we'll be able to get all together, like as a community that we want to build.
Exactly. Want to build a strong community, too.
Yeah. We'd really appreciate you guys following us on all those things. Start a discussion with the people who listen. Let us know what you guys think. Leave us a voicemail, too.
Something.
Yeah.
Or an email. I don't care.
I got a telemarketer on our voicemail line, and I got super excited when I got the notification for it. And I was like, oh, it's a telemarketer.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it made me upset.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. But we've got more things coming, guys. We'll keep you posted, and we really appreciate that you listened to us, and you made it this far.
Seriously, we appreciate all the support that we've gotten from everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following us. Please keep yourself updated. If you can donate, please help us out. Ooh, also, plugs. Shout out to Logan and his family. They've been going through some stuff, but things have gotten better for them, and I'm happy for them. Their father wasn't doing so well, but I heard he's doing better.
Oh, good.
And he's out of the hospital and everything, so I'm really happy to hear that, man.
It's great.
They had put up a donate thing, and I donated a little bit of money that I could to try and help him out.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah, so shout out to Logan and his family, for real. And we're going to find out what gender their baby's going to be soon. Super excited for that.
Everybody's having babies.
Everybody in the world having babies. Everybody in the world having babies.
All right, guys. We love you.
We fucking love you.
And we'll catch you next time on Blue Skies from the Basement.
Later.
Peace.